And I hear this commotion, and she is
He said commotion.
and she, and she has bear hooked Sheldon, locked him down in prayer, like we're having big tent
Right next
revival
to the
out.
car, though. Right
Oh,
next to the car.
I'm talking. He is leaning against the car with her on him.
So I went wide open, hoping for a little taste of that unknown. Living in a fast car, living in a fast car days.
All right, welcome to another edition of Checkers, Wreckers, and What the Heckers. My name is Chad Beard, and I'm a country music artist, content creator, and NASCAR super fan. I am joined, as always, by my incredible co-host. Ricky's got the Zoom going on straight in on his face again.
Do not. What is the camera doing?
All right,
It's
here we go.
just sitting there.
Please allow me to introduce them to you. Standing 6 foot something with hair that could stop traffic and an ego sponsored by Suave. He's the man who uses more conditioner than a shampoo commercial and still finds time to make Ohio proud. He's banned from 3 barbershops, 2 racetracks, and 1 Applebee's for excessive confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, the follicle phenom himself, Rick Silky Strands Kojan.
Silky strands.
Cheers.
That's gonna
Silky
stick,
strands.
bro.
Actually, I did fix it up good for you tonight, Bearden. I'm happy about it.
Like
Thank you
that.
for having me back. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna work harder to contribute.
We went from cocoa to silky. I like it.
Silky strands. We might even have to write that one down.
Oh, he's the man who runs faster than your Wi-Fi and argues harder than your ex. A Wake Forest legend who once outran a rumor and still clocked the personal best. The only IT guy who can fix your laptop and your love life in the same breath. He's got the judgment of Judge Judy and the swagger of a man who knows he's right, even when he's not. Give it up for the gavel-dropping, rule-bending, tequila-defending legend himself, Chris, the Supreme Court Justice.
Here we go. Bam, 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 bam.
Where's your gavel at?
I got it right here. Oh, stupid screen. There we go.
Come on.
Yeah,
Ba-
there it is.
Bang it.
Call us to order here, Chris.
We are in order.
I didn't hear it. I didn't even hear it bang.
Yeah,
Got
I
it?
don't either. Your microphone does it out. Like you're gonna have to like hit it on the microphone or something. I don't know.
All right.
Anyways,
Well, I like his background. So he's got the gavel.
yeah.
He's got the
Got it.
background. So
Got it.
now we're getting next level with Supreme Court Justice there.
Listen, we're moving on up like the Jeffersons.
Well, let's talk about that gavel real quick. So we were all 3 in Talladega, and we're gonna get into all that. But we had the chance on Sunday to do this podcast live on the NASCAR Experience Stage, and fellas, was it an experience?
Listen, it was badass. It was a good time. The only thing I would complain about was Mother Nature was not playing fair. We had a little rain, a little drizzle, a little misty rain. The program before us got canceled due to rain, which, limited some of the folks that were out there. But we still had a decent crowd for what it was, weather permitting. And I had a blast, bro. Like the NASCAR Experience Stage was awesome. They did a great job. The whole vibe was just vibrant. It was badass.
Yeah, Ricky.
I mean, listen, I texted you earlier. You know where I stand on this. I hope Tyler May is watching this. I hope we did him right. I still can't believe they let us onto the NASCAR Experience Stage. For me, I don't know, maybe it's been like a little closet thing of mine. I don't have all the talent that you do, Chad Bearden.
Whatever.
But listen, you give me a stage, like it just like clicked. And I was like, we are really doing this. And I know I was the one on all the previous podcasts. I'm like, are they really going to let us up there? Are they really going to let us up there? And it's like when the time came and they called us up there and you were already out front and did the little intro. I'm like, yeah, they're really going to let us up there.
It was official at that
It was
point.
freaking great, man.
Yes.
I'm serious. I had so much fun. And if anybody that knows me and knows me well, like that hit a sweet spot for me, like being live on stage like that, killer.
We
Yeah,
had some good fans come out too. We had Oh,
Oh,
he like
that's
it
for
from you?
sure.
No, that's 100%. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Like that we had our diehards show up. We had Jesse and his family there. The
Well,
two
Lucky
super fan
oldest.
Lars.
Jesse,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Super
your
fan
two
Jesse.
super fans go against each other. You two are a constant battle for who's the bigger super fan.
Lucky Lars and Tina.
Lucky Lars and the team. We had tons of folks there, and
All good.
yeah,
Yes.
it was thanks to everybody who did come out. I feel like we made some new fans. Thanks to Noah Gragson for showing up and showing out like he always does.
Yes.
Um, Also thanks to the chef and the catering service, Levy, I think is how you say their
Yeah,
company
I think
name.
it's Levy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Levy.
We had got to work with them the previous week at Charlotte, or 2 weeks ago at Charlotte, and they were great there. But they brought out that the pile up, which was
Mm-hmm.
tater tots with beer cheese, brisket,
Mm,
crispy jalapenos,
mm,
and topped with onions.
mm.
And we tried this on stage with Noah Gragson live in real time. And even though it was 9 in the morning, it slapped, as the kids say.
Listen, that
It
thing was
slapped.
bussing. It was on point.
Yeah, it was
Like
so
we
it
almost
was
dropped the mic and just ate. Like the hell with the show. Like
Well,
this
it's
shit's
so
really
funny
good.
you say that because at one point I don't know if you were talking to Noah or you guys are going on, and I'm just sitting down there spooning or forking, and I'm like, oh shit, wait a minute. Like this is actually live on stage. Should I just be feeding my face with this or should I be
Yes,
contributing to this goddamn show?
it was
well,
good.
so I posted a video on our Instagram, and
On the Insta.
yeah, with our contest winner there on stage that went head to head with
Oh, Big
Noah
Mike.
Yeah, that
in the
guy was
guitar battle.
legit.
He
Yeah,
was
and so
legit.
I posted the video of him, where we told him he gets to keep the guitar and the chord buddy and all the stuff. And his reaction was just priceless. He was so happy, so shocked. But in the background, Gragson is just, I mean, I'm talking knuckle
He's
deep.
shoveling it. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
shoveling it.
Knuckle deep in those tater tots. It was incredible. And then at one point, I asked him a question, and he said, "I have brisket in my mouth. Hold on." It was so good. The only, I mean, if I'm being hard on myself, and for me, Ricky, I watch all the shows back because I like to
Yeah,
make
I
notes, and
get
I,
it. Well,
and I
tell me
break
your
down the
critique
gym.
because I'm open to it. What was it?
Yeah, I mean, it was me. It was completely me.
What'd you think?
I was so worried about the time crunch because Noah had a hard out at 9:25. We
Yeah,
had to be
mhm.
off stage at 9:30.
yeah,
And Deidre had literally told us the day before, like, "Hey, 9:25, I'm dragging Noah's butt off the stage.
absolutely.
If you're not done with him, he's going off in the middle." So I felt like I front loaded a lot and rushed through the the beginning side of it. And I wish I would have given that more time to breathe and had some we had the opportunity to have a little deeper discussion with Noah. I wish I would have let that played out a little more. But I wanted to make sure that we did not cut the guitar battle. We were really fortunate to have Travis from Chord Buddy there,
Yeah.
who has just been an amazing partner
Yeah,
for
shout out to
since
Travis.
yeah,
Shout out
since
to
he came on.
Travis.
He and his son Goodson were there. They came and hung out with us on Saturday all day. That was their first time experiencing NASCAR live at the track, and I think they had a blast. They hung out with us in the motorhome. They got to, we took them through the garage and pit road and all the stuff. Um, he was at, we brought him out and had him help with the contest, and I feel like he really loved it and enjoyed it. And I know that Noah and Big Mike both really enjoyed their interaction with him as well. And we wanted to expose Chord Buddy to as many people as we could, and really try to feature it. And I wanted to make sure that we didn't cut that short. So I just feel like in the future, if we're afforded this opportunity again, that I feel like I know how to roll through it a little bit better in transitioning things and letting segments breathe a little bit, because I felt like at the end we had rushed through all of our stuff and we were kind of just fillering. if that makes sense.
We were, and I looked at my watch, and I got to be honest, I think it was about 9:20. So you say fillering, maybe 5 minutes. You did the cram, and we were maybe +5 on the backside. But here's the difference: we weren't dealing with an hour to begin with. We were dealing with 25 minutes. So I think you
Right.
did a damn good job getting on what we did. And if you had to err on one side of it, knowing that Noah had such a hard cut to get to the Ford Performance meeting, which way are you going to err? You
Right.
knew we were going to lose him, so we had to get it in.
I don't think it's a big problem.
Yeah,
Don't sweat it.
Well,
don't sweat yourself.
if there's a chance for us to improve, I always want to try and improve.
Next time we're together,
But-
I'll give you a big hug.
But man, this that weekend, Talladega weekend was incredible. It was a lot of fun. I was wearing many hats. Rick, you were running crazy with our Haas folks.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
And Justice was bouncing all around the Hendrick Super World over there. And but then Chris, we got to Ricky bailed on us. On us.
Tell us all about what you did.
We went out and cruised the boulevard, Chris.
We did. We cruised the boulevard after the concert. We had the opportunity to interview on the spot random folks on the boulevard in various shapes of life. Some were a little more excited about the boulevard than others, which made for great entertainment.
Yep.
So if you go back and watch our Instagram posts or our TikTok videos, you will see the boulevard from our perspective on Saturday night.
Yeah, and I will say too, the one thing, you never know what's going to happen when you stick a microphone in somebody's face, especially without them really knowing what's going on, because we literally just walked up to people and said, "Hey, we have a podcast. Let us ask you a question." And it would ask the question and put the microphone in their face. And sometimes you don't know how that's going to go. And obviously that some of that goes to our benefit, right?
Right,
But
absolutely.
also I will say we did not have one single negative response. Like there was nobody. And I'm not going to go into detail here, but Chris, there was a particular tent and crowd where those people, I feel like normally would have said, "Beat it, get out of here, no cameras."
Oh yeah.
And
But
they
no,
literally
welcomed-
invited us in.
welcomed us in.
And it wasn't an interview that I ended up being able to use for social media stuff. But just super cool that everybody acted that way. Also, you can attest to this. This one guy, like we had not even started interviewing people yet. We are walking down the boulevard, just kind of cruising and looking, and big shout out to Will Bellamy too, because Will shot all the content
Will was
that
our
night.
camera guy.
He was our camera guy.
Yep.
And he
Yes.
got lots of great B-roll stuff, and he wasn't afraid to go anywhere. So shout out to Will. Thank you for doing that. But we're just cruising along, and Chris and I don't even have a camera on us yet. And this guy came up to us. He's like, "Hey, I love your podcast. I love what you guys do on there. You keep it real. It's, you say what you think and you don't care." And I mean, I had on my Wreckers hat, and maybe you did too, Chris, but
Yeah, I had a Wreckers
it
hat
wasn't
on.
like we didn't have our t-shirts on. We didn't have our pit crew shirts on or any of that stuff. Like we were literally like in street clothes. And so the fact that people recognize us and came up and talked about the podcast, and like legitimately knew who we were from the podcast and the work that we were doing, like that was huge. That meant a lot. We've been getting that some kind of walking down pit road, but it was cool to be out there among the people who are having a great time, who, came up and told us how much they enjoy the podcast.
Yeah, it was a good night. It was a good night for sure.
All
And
right.
it wasn't a long night. We ended early.
No, we were responsible, and
Yeah.
and we had a good crew with us. We had Will with us. We had your buddy with us. We had my buddy Nick with us.
Yeah, we had Radio Joe. Shout out to Radio Joe.
Radio Joe was there.
Radio Joe.
We had some new friends we had made with Road Ranger who
Mhm.
they were super cool, came and hang out with us. They wanted to see the whole Boulevard experience. So it was just a great night. We had tons of people there. Eric came to the concert with us for a little while, so that was cool. Um, so anyways, it was a great weekend in Talladega, at least from a content podcast standpoint, and we'll get into the rest of it, the ups and downs, in a later segment, I'm going to guess.
Quite sure we're going to reach that moment.
All right, well, let's do some three wide. All right, fellas, the first topic on the agenda today is Spire Motorsports announced last week, or maybe it was the week before, that Justin Haley would not return to the 7 car. They announced this week it will be fielded full-time, driven by Daniel Suárez. Yeah, that's the shock. That's a shock. So tell me what you think this means for Daniel, for Spire, and for that 7 car, because lots of people had really high hopes for this car. It was, this was the primary car initially at Spire. They signed Justin Haley to a deal. They had brought Rodney Childers over. It was supposed to be a big season for the 7 car. And of those 3 Spire cars, it has been the least performing car all year long. So give me your thoughts on the outlook of this, Chris Justice.
Well, Daniel is a proven winner here and there. Will he go out and dominate? I don't think so. I think it brings some new life to Spire. Do I think he can possibly show some life, kind of like Hocevar does from time to time, and get some good top 10 finishes? Yeah. He has the tool set to do that. But I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to set Spire on fire and have
It's a
Spire
good one.
become
Spire on fire. I like that.
Yeah, I don't think Spire on fire is going to become a powerhouse because Suárez shows up.
Ricky? Oh, he's chugging a beer. Chugging a beer.
Wetting the
I'm
whistle.
sorry. I didn't know. I
I
want to make sure the honorable.
How about
Chief-
this guy chugging a Busch Light on stage at 9 a.m.?
That works.
That was
works.
outstanding.
Listen,
We
I'm
had
in
to
my
let him know it
element.
was only $3.
I'm in my. Yeah, it was $3. What a
$3.
deal those beers are. That's what I was trying to tell Tyler, man. That was definitely my checkers of the day. And anywhere that I can be on stage and listen to the sound of my own voice and be given beer, kind of like this, works pretty good. Anyway, you had a question for me, and I hate to be in the total agreement club, but I'm going to be in the total agreement club. I agree with what Chris said. I think Daniel Suárez, he's won at this level. Certainly, road racing acumen. I mean, what he did down there in Mexico still resonates as like one of those unbelievable made for TV NASCAR moments in the Xfinity race down there. But guys, he's 28th in points in that Trackhouse car. Okay. I mean, Justin Marks kind of knows what he's doing. I mean, that Trackhouse isn't like, we ain't running Tail Charlie and parking at the end of the haulers. So is it a big deal? Yeah, it's a big deal because I think he's a bigger name with certainly a bigger cachet of sponsorship money that's tracking in with him. But to Chris's point, I don't know, you want to put an expectation on what it does for next year? 20th-ish. What do you think, Superfan?
Do I think he gets immediate results, or does Spire get immediate results putting him in that 7 car? Not necessarily. I do, and this is
And
not
by immediate results, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like we're not even talking about him winning a race, right? That's not what you mean.
No, I mean, I think it's possible that he wins a race next year. He has a few tracks,
but okay.
Okay. Well, he has some tracks that he's really good at. He shows up. He
Road
shows up
courses.
well on road courses. He's won Atlanta. He does well at tracks like that. Um, he do I think that it's an upgrade from Justin Haley? I don't want to knock Justin Haley, but I think at this point there's more proof in Suárez.
Fair.
But I
That's
but I
fair.
think
Yeah, that's fair.
I think to me what it is I feel like, and it's not been a rapid thing, but I feel like Spire is trying to build bricks, and they're trying to build up to a contending team. I think you've seen them move from a 28th to 30-second car up to 20 to 25, and really, you've seen McDowell show flashes. You've
Oh,
seen
they've got
yeah,
polls this
yeah,
year. They got
yeah,
second place finishes with
and
Hocevar. No
yeah,
question. But we're discussing that 7 car.
no, 100%,
Right?
100%.
Yeah.
But again, I think there could, I don't know the crew that they put around Daniel. I don't know what kind of investments they make in that 7 car. Has the 77 now become the primary car? I don't know how that's going to work, but I do feel like Daniel brings a little bit of weight with him. Like you said, he definitely brings sponsorship, and he
No
brings
question.
a large fan base.
That's a good point. None of us brought that up.
Yeah,
Daniel's Amigos. That
Yeah.
needs to be brought up. That's
Yeah,
fair.
Which is really big.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he has a huge fan base.
That's strong.
So I think I do think there's the potential there that he do I think Daniel's going to go out and dominate anywhere? No, but I think there's the potential that he could sneak a win. I think you could consistently see, 11th to 20.
Where would he
every
sneak
week.
a win?
I mean, I think at there could be road course. I mean, obviously,
So I'm just going to tell you right now.
you have to compete against SVG.
I was baiting you in.
I understand what you're
I'm being
saying.
the homer because any driver, Christopher Bell, William Byron, you name one who has road course acumen, they're third.
No, 100%. I'm not disagreeing with you.
They're
Obviously,
third.
SVG and Connor Zillage are going to have the advantage.
Sorry,
No, I'm not disagreeing with you there.
Yep.
We also have seen wild things happen, so who knows? But again, there are, you have seen, again, Daniel's won Atlanta. He does well at drafting tracks. I think you could see something at Daytona or Talladega or, some of those places. And again, I don't know what happened in the track house cars, but I feel like that, outside of SVG's road course wins this year and Ross's win at the Coke 600,
Yep.
that those cars just not have been they've not been fast. So I don't know what's going on with Trackhouse. I don't know if it's adding that third car is created resource problems, or what that is. Obviously I don't have that insight, but I don't know. I do feel like it's an opportunity for both Spire and for Daniel. And I mean, I think there's more positives than there is negatives.
That's fair. And you made a great point with the Daniels Amigos. That's, unfortunately for the Amigos, we're passing on Mexico City this year, but hopefully the Amigos can find their way from Tijuana and cross over when we do the San Diego race. So
yeah, and you've seen them show up a lot at Sonoma at I think there will be at San Diego. Texas is a big place where they turn out for him. So I think that's probably only going to grow, and I will be interested to see what Spire does with him marketing wise. Again, you have a great opportunity to market with Daniel. He brings a very specific
bringing sponsorship dollars at the end of the day.
100%.
So let's not pass by that fact that Jeff
dollars.
Dickerson, if you're Jeff Dickerson, you're smiling. You feel good about
100%. 100%. I agree. All right, our second topic is RCR has announced that they are hiring Jim Pohlman, who has crew chief Justin Allgaier for the past 2 years. He took Justin to a championship last year. They are headed to the Final Four this year with Junior Motorsports. What's your feeling on this? Does he help turn the 8 team around, Ricky?
Oh, I'm going first on this one. I know I
Yeah.
should have read my show notes.
I actually didn't put it on there this time. That's my fault. I
I
just
kind of
realized
wanted you to go first, but that's okay. I'll take the spot. No. So no. Um, I don't think what's ailing Kyle Busch in that 8 car is personnel related. I think it's performance related. Now, can a new crew chief come in and wrangle more performance out of that car, make it faster, make the setups better? Guess so. I guess so. But man, to pin it all on one guy like that, and again, irregardless of his past successes, because now you're comparing apples and oranges, as
right.
Larry McReynolds would say. No, I'm sticking by my answer. I don't think it's a big deal.
Chris?
I'm gonna say no as well. You got a guy who has great success in cars that are different than the Gen 7 Cup cars, and the tricks into the trade. I don't think really transition over. I don't think you can come from an Xfinity car and apply your notebook to a Cup car and yield the same success.
Well, in fairness, he's been in Cup before.
Yeah, before
Yeah.
and now it's totally different. Those cars have
That's fair.
changed
It's
over
a
the
different
past 2
car.
years, right?
Yeah,
So
meaning before Gen 7. Yep.
right. So I don't think you can take what you've learned and apply it to the Cup cars from Xfinity.
He crew chiefed in Cup before Gen 7 Superfan. Where was that? I don't know.
I'm trying to remember because
Yeah,
I
I'm
heard
not calling
that,
you out. I really don't know.
So let's just say he's 2 years removed from the Cup Series, right?
Yeah, it's
Well,
been
he'd have
longer
to
than
be-
it's been
he'd
longer
have-
than that.
Yeah, he'd have to be 4, Chris.
Well,
to
four,
not touch
four,
to
4
not
years,
touch a Gen 7 car.
four,
Yeah,
4 years removed.
there
Right?
you go. That's fair.
So a lot has changed in the 4 years with our Gen 7 cars.
Yes,
Just in aero packages, just in the engineering details, just in your geometry, just in a lot of things that happen to get those cars to the racetrack. So I feel like I agree with you, Rick. It's a wash. That's going to take more than the crew chief. Yeah, he might bring some spunk back and get a little charisma back over there, bring a new life, and yeah, they might have string of top 15 finishes. But I don't. Yet again, I don't think they're going to set the world on fire.
Yeah, I don't think that I expect them to set the world on fire. I will be interested. Austin Dillon keeps saying that they're going to make some substantial changes in the off season. We'll see. You know, I keep hearing him say that he and Ty are trying to lead RC, in some different directions, try some new things to try to get him out of his comfort zone. Austin said that, a lot of times the problem is that Richard is loyal to a fault, which hurts them from time to time.
What they ought to try is finding some Hendrick horsepower. That's what they ought to try.
That puts some people out of business.
Sorry.
I think do I think that and especially he alone, do I think he comes in and he makes the cars go faster? No. I think the one thing that I think, or I hope that he can help with is, I'll say this about Kyle Busch in this past year and a half. This is a different Kyle Busch than we once knew, in how he handles things and how he reacts to things. I think previously he would have absolutely chastised RCR and he would have thrown them under the bus and he would have reacted things a lot more dramatically. However, I think that inside the car, he is still very much feeling the frustration, and that's at times, and a lot of times this year, um, he is overdriving the car to try to get more out of it than it will give him, which has put him in bad spots. He has quite the history of speeding on pit road and hurting himself, but I think that he has put himself in some situations this year that have not netted out to a positive when he's shown up and not had speed and allowed that frustration to take over and make some decisions that he wouldn't normally make if he had the speed or he had the car under him. So I guess the one thing I'm saying that I hope for in Jim Pohlman coming in is this is a guy with experience working with veterans. He is a veteran. Maybe he creates a connection with Kyle, or, he's able to coach Kyle through those moments so that at least you don't sacrifice the whole day in those situations for the frustration, and you come out with a top 15 or a top 10, even though, you don't have a winning race car. And I think a lot of times the frustration is causing an okay day to go to a bad day quickly. So
a top 10 for them right now would be a win.
Oh, God bless you, Honorable Supreme Court Justice. I was just about to ask, Superfan, do you know where your beloved Kyle Busch is in points?
I'm gonna say 21st, 22nd. I haven't looked, but
you're right there. He is 22nd, and he's 1 point out of 23rd, with Hocevar sitting a point behind him. So to Chris's point, at this point, where the bar is, you could say running 15, 16, 17, 18, kind of Chris Buescher-esque, if you will, and not making the playoffs, but being the highest guy in points accumulated outside the playoffs is a win.
Right. Well, I mean, before the playoffs, at one point this season, he was right on that, 16, 17 mark.
Yep.
Well, whatever. But again, I think he's making frustrated decisions and putting the car in places that he would not normally put it if he had a fast car.
Yeah, so he's trying to carry the car, you're saying.
That'd be interesting to see what the viewers think too. Superfan Jesse, what do you think?
I like it.
Yeah. Let's get some feedback. We got my man Matt Haas. He's an avid fan. I'm almost ready to call him a super fan as well.
He sent me a nice message on my Instagram the other day.
Yeah, he's legit.
That. Yeah,
he's a good dude.
Yeah, I look forward to meeting him. All right, well, that wraps up our 3 wide segment. Let's get into it. Let's talk some checkers, wreckers, and what the heckers for Talladega.
Checkers, wreckers, and what the heckers.
What the?
All right, let's talk trucks, and somehow I'm up first. Checkers for trucks, I'm going to give to Tricon. Gio Ruggiero gets his first Cup win. He sat on the pole. He led the most laps, I believe, and was able to hold off his teammate Corey Heim at the end to pick up that win. And Corey wasn't giving it to him. I mean, Corey was going at it as they were coming to, he raced him clean. He did what a teammate should do, but then when they were coming to the line, he made his move, and Gio beat him to the line, got that win. So my checkers is for Tricon. Rick, do you have anything?
You know something? I actually have something to contribute.
I like it. Bring it.
And I know this is rare. This is the part where I should just keep my mouth shut and my lips flapping and keep the beer yapping. But hey, listen, I'm cheating a little on this one. I mean, I know what happened. I know Ruggiero, and I know that's a nice call, and that's a good one. We spoke of super fans. My guy, Matt Haas, I'm going to help me out a little bit on this one. and checker it up for Ty Majeski because of early damage and driving that rig back to a third place finish, coming in right behind the little the Tricon twosome. So
yeah.
It's pretty
I had to
important.
piggyback though. I had the 17 Rosario.
yeah, it's strong.
Yeah, that was a strong win. You got to give props where they do. His first win, he held off a strong teammate who was just dominated Truck Series all year. So yeah, hats off to that squad.
Yeah. Ricky, you have a records?
My record would just be that Corey Haim didn't win the race, but that's all I got.
Chris?
My records is just a horrible pushing that happened during the race. There was a lot of wrecks just off of bad pushes and bad situations at bad times. So yeah, that's just my records are just the way that they were trying to draft and putting people in bad situations.
I feel like anytime those trucks are pushing that they aren't super stable anyways. So it's not hard to get those things out of shape, especially with drivers. Some of those drivers are young, inexperienced, especially on those tracks. So I think that my records though went to Grant Enfinger. He was a part of the outside lane push in the draft when he was shoved from behind by Chandler Smith exiting turn 4. It caused Grant to lose control and spin. He slid, entered the tri-oval grass, and collected several competitors, including that was where Ty Majeski got his damage. Ended up with a whole bunch of damage and forced him out of the race. He finished 32nd, last place. So I guess that would piggyback with your pushing because
that was a push still, yeah.
Chandler Smith.
Because when Enfinger was Enfinger a playoff contender or no?
I can't remember if he's already been eliminated or not. Gotcha. He definitely was a playoff driver at one point. Heckers, Chris.
My Heckers goes to my guy, Rajah Caruth. He wins stage 1. He battles strong all day. And coming to the checker off of 4, he pulls out a line because he has a strong push from behind. And he finishes. He loses a shit ton of spots because of that. So, yeah. It's my what the Heckers. Why didn't you stay in line?
Damn.
Because he's already driving over to Junior Motorsports where they announced he will be running next year.
Well, you got to finish where you're at before you can go to juniors.
Yeah, my Heckers was Dawson Sutton, and it was a good record. He ended up with a 4th place finish. Great for him driving that Rackley truck.
It's a good call there.
Yeah, a little small team that could.
Yeah. Yeah.
So congratulations to Dawson Sutton. That's a great little run for him. Ricky?
I have something. It's assisted again. This one is the opposite of what you just did. Let's take the strong team giving something to the guy who doesn't usually get good equipment. So Spire Motorsports puts JJ Yaley into the race truck. And Chris, you and I see what we usually see on Sundays with JJ Yaley and like the equipment that he's running. And
right.
Let's just be honest with each other, right? And this is where I always have trouble with where the lines blur between driver and equipment, right? In other words, how bad does Kyle Larson get in that vehicle? And in this particular instance of what the heck's going on, how much better does JJ Yaley get finishing and being competitive in the whole race in a Spire truck, which we know is competitive? So thought that was pretty cool that he and obviously Matt Haas thought so as well, but pretty cool that he gets a shot in better equipment and does something with it, right?
Yeah. Took advantage of the time.
And I like that Rick has his own personal helper to help out with his.
Only on truck. He knows, he sees my weakness.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
He sees my weakness and he's there to help.
We'll just get him
I'm going to give him full credit for it.
We'll get him a chair beside you, Ricky.
Look, we could do it. He's got to grow his hair out a little bit.
Oh, all right. Let's talk checkers for Xfinity. Ricky, you're up first.
Oh, I'm ready. All right. Here's what I got for you. This one, I'm all over it. I'm so ready.
Oh, he's ready. Let me get in close.
Yeah, getting close. Is it doing that Zoom thing anymore?
No. I just moved up.
No, if you lean, it zooms.
If I do this,
not that, but if you lean sideways or
chases me around.
You got to give it time to do it. But yeah.
Okay. I wanted to stop that. You got to help me with that. Anyway, I digress from my point. Caesar Baccarella. Blaine Perkins. Parker Retzlaff. Leland Honeyman. Look at Chad. I knew it. I knew super fan. Look at me. Look at, if we had the little heart bubbles on the screen like people do during the chats, put the heart bubble up. I gave you 4 names. Baccarella, Perkins, Retzlaff, Honeyman. Tell me what they all have in common. Oh, there's the heart. Look at that. Why do you guys know all that good shit that I don't know how to do? I just drink beer on this fucking thing. You guys have all this goofy shit that you can pop up and people look at. Anyway, what do they have in common, guys?
They all led laps?
They all finished top 10.
Oh, okay.
Come on. That is a checkers. Now, hold on. Let me take it one little step further. Alpha Prime, Jordan Anderson, and Cope Family Racing. This, gentlemen, underscores the value of Atlanta, Dega, and Daytona, and the 6 times that we play these games with these spacer restricted motors and run in packs and truly almost say that whoever's in that starting lineup has a chance to win. Because a lot of the tracks, it's freaking lip service. Not here. That's my checkers.
The speedways are definitely not lip service when it comes to anybody has a chance.
Chris?
My checkers goes to Eckes.
Yeah, there you go. I think he was 3rd or something.
4th, I think. I think he ended up finishing 4th. But battled hard all day. Dropped out of no man's land. You even see him on the screen there for a while. You had to get a magnifying glass to find him in the line up there on the scoring pylon, and then he ends up 4th. Shout out to him for battling all day.
Yeah, my checkers is going to go to Little Gator and Zillage, who both lock into the Final 4 on points.
That's a good one, too.
So it wasn't Leland Honeyman, but okay.
Well, I almost put Leland.
Was that like your 1B? Come on.
I put it on my sheet and then I took it off. I'm not gonna lie.
Come on, man.
I'm super proud of him.
Coming on the show? I know that's got.
He texted me and said I saw him at the track at Bristol,
tell him I just made him the checkers. Like, what are we waiting for?
Yeah,
he said talk to Leland Honeyman.
He said he would do it, so we'll see. All right, wreckers. All right, I'm up first. My wreckers for it's not going to be what you think, Ricky, because I'm going to let you have that one. My wreckers for Xfinity is going to go to myself, and I'm going to tell you why.
This should be good.
So
I think I'm the only other one on this show that put a records against himself. So I can't wait to see what yours is.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why.
I hope so.
So I had the opportunity on Saturday. Obviously, I was working with my guy Ricky here, and our buddy Corey Bass asked, "Hey, will you? I have these folks here from Road Ranger. They have their sweepstakes winner here. Do you mind come over?" Give them a garage tour, take them to pit road, give them a pit road tour, all that kind of stuff. So I did all that, got to hang out with these folks all day long. And then, so Ricky took the 41 car, which he typically does. And he sent me to the 00 box to work for Sheldon Creed's crew, which was great because I'd been with the Road Ranger people all day. Right. So I already had that relationship going on, and it was great, and they were great people and all this stuff. And the sweepstakes winners were so sweet and they were so kind, but here's so we're standing on the grid pre-race, and Sheldon has come over and he's taking pictures with everybody and he's doing all the stuff. And literally we're about to do the national anthem. And the sweepstakes winners, super sweet people here, they're asking me questions about racing, about drivers, about all this stuff. And for somehow we got on the topic of driver salaries. And they were asking like, how's the salaries different in Cup and Xfinity and all that. And I said, look,
exponentially.
Yeah. I said, these guys are not making most of them are not making millions to do it outside of maybe Little Gator. But I said, and some of these drivers are, in all honesty, paying to be here, or their sponsors are like, have made it possible. And so, and I brought up a very specific thing with Sheldon. Sheldon was very open a couple years ago when he was running with a different team that he gave up his salary that entire year in order to have enough money to fund his race car. He did interviews about it. He said it. So I made that example to Sheldon, who we are standing mere feet from. We finished that. The lady was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I was like, that's what kind of guy that Sheldon is. He's so committed to what he's doing and to building, his team and his career. And that's how much he loves racing, is that he sacrificed so much just to be here. And she was like, oh, I love that so much. I love it so much. But all the great accolades, which he deserves. So we turn around because the prayer is about to start or whatever. So I'm standing kind of in front of Sheldon, but to the side, and I hear something and I turn around, and this sweet lady, who the sweepstakes winner from Road Ranger, is draped over Sheldon, like hugging him, just like I'm talking all up on him, just and Sheldon, and Sheldon is looking at me like, what is going on? And so then like she hugs him, gives him a big hug, says whatever, and she walks away, and he looks at me and goes, and like the crew is also looking at him like, what just happened? And he said, she came over and told me that she was praying for me and she was so proud of me, and that she's just praying for my success because she heard what happened. And he said,
what happened?
He said, what did she hear happened? And I had no idea. Like I wasn't about to go all into it. And I said, buddy, I just told her you were a great guy and you've sacrificed everything to be here. And he's like, okay. And the anthem starts and he puts his hand over his heart.
I did not hear anything on this. I love this story.
I'm talking, our pre-race ceremonies happening. There's prayers. And she just comes over. She prays for him and tells him she's praying for him and that she's so proud of him and she hopes he has all the success. And Sheldon's face the entire time, like he's looking me dead in the eyes. And she walks away and he stands there just dumbfounded.
Yeah, like, what was that?
He said, what did she hear? Like you would have thought that somebody told her that Sheldon had a family member who passed, or
wow.
So I don't know how much I messed up Sheldon's pregame, but it was very unintentional. I'm sorry, Sheldon. And she was so sweet and she was so sincere. And I don't want this to sound negative to her in any way, but maybe I just don't get as much detail in the future. Oh, wow. So
or as she starts to step in, you're like, look, you really can't touch the driver right now.
Well, I didn't, Ricky.
I know you didn't even know what was happening.
Listen,
I get it.
She was on the other side of, like, she was up by the pit boxes. I walked down and stood by Sheldon, and she and her husband were still up by the pit boxes. And I hear this commotion, and she is.
He said commotion.
and she has bear hugged Sheldon, locked him down in prayer, like we're having big tent
Right next
revival
to the
album.
car, though. Right next to the car.
I'm talking. He is leaning against the car with her on him. And
Oh my God.
Where was Eric during this? I never heard this.
I don't know. Maybe Eric was up closer to the pit box, but literally everybody's facing towards the stage because
Correct.
ceremonies are happening.
Yeah, they're facing the flag.
Like
Right.
they've presented the flag, they've done the prayer. We're literally she lets go of him and the national anthem starts, and Sheldon just like,
That's fantastic.
Unbelievable.
so maybe I give too much detail in my
Oh my God.
in my tours with our guests.
Was that what he did to get a Gibbs car or something? Is that what that was?
Yes, when he was
Yeah,
at Gibbs,
I thought
he
so.
he went that entire year without a salary.
That was the Gibbs car. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That does say a lot about his character, though.
No, I mean it look, he had an opportunity to be in that ride and let his performance show.
Yeah.
That's really legit. But
Yeah.
but back to her original question, it is an excellent question that I'm not even sure most race fans know. The disparity between Xfinity and Cup as far as driver salaries is ridiculous. And you need look no further than the average purse on a truck race is about $1 million. The average purse, I think, on an Xfinity race about $2 million, and the average purse on a Cup race is between 8 and 14. So that tells you all you need to know. These guys, they are not making a lot of money in Xfinity.
If they're making anything. Like, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's fair.
So that was my record. Ricky, what did you have?
Oh my God.
Well, this ought to be good. This ought to be good, super fan.
I know. Listen, if you could just have experienced being inside of the RV after, well, to watch the completion of the Xfinity race. Ricky was, we let Ricky sit up there in the captain's chair and just.
He needed a moment. He needed a moment.
I needed a moment. And I'm going to tell you, it's hard to follow your records, but I'm going to flip a switch right now like I got fucking Tourette's. And I'm just going to tell you that my records goes to Jeb Burton. And I'd like to know what the fuck was going on lap 16 and where the fuck you were going. Where were you going? It was lap 16. And I know, I've heard after the fact, oh, Sheldon checked up. He got into Sheldon because Sheldon checked up. Guess what? We've got SMT. And as I tell all of my wonderful sponsors who come and spend time with me at the race, and I get to do the pit box tour and the garage tour and the car tour and everything, one of the things I hone in on is SMT. Because SMT ain't going to let you lie. SMT gonna tell you whether or not he was up stepping off the gas and checking up, right? What are we doing? Like, again, this is the frustration. I know why they're in there, and I'm not mad just because you bounced Sheldon Creed, destroyed that car. You bounced my 41 boys, my man Super Mayor. And you also bounced the playoff car of Brandon Jones, okay? But this is why Talladega is so random. You're not in control. And this pack racing, when you put it in the playoffs like this, look what it's done. And I'm not whining about it just because it was in there. What I'm whining about, and it is whining, and I'm aggravated, is you took a season-long worth of work for 2 playoff cars and basically just shit all over it. And guess what? He drove the fuck on to like 16th place. Thank you.
Yes, he drove on. He sailed off into the sunset, left your 2 cars or 3 cars on your 2 cars and several other cars on the hook. He went down, patched her up, came back out.
lap 16,
Yeah.
Supreme Court Justice.
Yes.
Can't you pass some sort of fucking ruling that you're not bumping, banging through the tri-oval until stage 3?
Listen, that was just dumb. That was my records too. My records was Jeb Burton creating the big one early, taking out, chase cars or playoff cars early, like for no reason. Like there was no reason to make that move on lap 16.
And I do apologize to y'all because I was in no fucking mood when that race ended and we came back to that motorhome. Actually, I wanted to turn that fucking motorhome over and just roll it down the goddamn driver owner lot.
There you go.
Pissed off.
He was mad.
Well,
Rightfully so. I mean,
Ricky,
you got your 2 playoff cars on the hook. Now you what? 20-some points out?
Now you're like Sam's minus 22-ish. Sheldon's minus 44. It's a
So
100.
both are must wins and only one can win.
Exactly. So right away, one's out, right?
Right.
Even if somehow, we work some genius with JT or with Trincheri and, both great guys, but yeah, this is the shit sandwich that you've served them. Thanks a lot.
You don't really have big disasters at Martinsville where you can have a big disparity in points like that.
Correct.
Yeah.
well, we say that. Do we remember Spring Martinsville Xfinity?
Well,
All right, Ricky, you're up for Heckers.
Well, listen, it goes on for me. Like I can't even get this demon the fuck out of me because my hecker is what the heck with our 41 car. Yes, we're in the accident. Yes, we put time, energy, labor into fixing it. Then the red flag comes while we're fixing it. Now we have to stop. All hands off on a red flag.
by rule.
Gives us extra time to scheme, look, analyze, think, prep. What are we going to do? Do you know why do you guys know sitting there why we were out of the race?
I thought something
Yes.
geometry or suspension broke.
Okay.
No.
Super fan, do you know?
Yes, because the DVP clock expired after we got a penalty for too many men over the wall.
Yeah, so don't worry about the too many men over the wall. Totally irrelevant. Hone in on your first part. What happened?
The DVP expired 2 seconds. Yeah, we were 2 seconds over.
2 seconds?
2 seconds.
I'm still fucking, I think I'm
Clock.
swearing.
How do you mess that up?
Hold on. Now, let me tell you something. Here's something I learned. I did not know this. Maybe you do, Supreme Court. I thought DVP expired. I thought DVP cutoff was when you left your pit box. Your thoughts?
I thought it was a set number of time.
It is
7 minutes.
It's 7 minutes. Yes,
But
it is.
I thought it paused when you made a lap, right?
But when does the clock? When do you drop dead? I thought it was when you're leaving the pit box.
Yeah,
Jason Trincheri told me, because I'm still harboring all this fucking anger when I go into work. It's at the end of pit road.
At the
end
line.
of pit road.
So on a DVP clock, and again, this is not just, it hurts because I'm being a fucking homer, but
so if you install 38,
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's
There
a
you
huge
go.
disadvantage.
there you go, Chris.
total disadvantage.
And I asked Jason that. I said, so how do you try to estimate getting the car fixed, pulling out of the box, getting to the end of pit road, and allow for that time between boxes one? I forget what we were for that race. We have so many pit boxes, so many.
27.
Thank you.
Right.
Versus 38. Well, how do you do that? So my what the heckers is, 2 seconds, but 2 seconds, like I thought when the car left, I was kind of cheering because
I thought it was when you left the box.
I thought it was too. So, and again, I like to learn things. I like to be smarter. I like to not have people, write into our show and say Rick Kojan doesn't know shit about NASCAR. That one still hurts. learning experience and just ridiculous.
And to your point, Chris, it did, the DVP did change this year. So if you go out and you make a lap, then DVP is done.
It's
You can come,
cleared.
you can come back in. You can
That's
work the
correct.
rest of the race
Right.
if you want to.
But
Yeah,
it
you
has
have
to
to
be up
you
to
have to-
speed.
You have to make
you have to
minimum
clear
speed.
Minimum
DVP
speed.
and make minimum speed. But the
Right.
first piece to that caveat is you got to get your ass to the end of pit road. We missed it by 2 seconds.
Damn.
My heckers for Xfinity is Austin Hill doing Austin Hill things. So the guy wins the race.
Talking about his finger situation.
Yeah. The guy wins the race, does a Polish victory lap while flipping off the crowd as
He
they boo
did?
him. Yes.
Yeah, I heard about
It's
that.
on video. It's all over social. It literally drove his Polish victory lap with his middle finger out the air or out the window to the crowd as they're booing him.
You're
What an-
kidding.
Just
What
at
an idiot.
At what point does this guy? I mean, I do not understand the mentality of this guy or who he thinks he is. Like,
Wow.
I don't know. And he tried to make some excuse that it was intended for one person, something. What does it matter? You just won.
One person when you're flipping off an entire Talladega crowd, what that one person's supposed to go, oh, that was for me.
Yeah.
But you just won the race. Why do you even care about that one person? Like, why do you care about the haters in the moment that you just won the race? You just said
when to win the big middle finger to begin with.
Yeah, and you just set a new
point.
record. You just set a new record of most wins on a
Speedway wins, right?
Speedway wins.
most
Yeah,
speedway
yeah,
wins.
he
Like,
is, yeah.
Again, this guy cannot stay out of his own way. I mean,
Man.
just
Did you know that, Chris?
About the video?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it on the social media.
Yeah, you social
About the
guys. I appreciate you, super fan, because that to me, like, I would have never known that if it wasn't for you and for this podcast, and hopefully other people are getting stuff out of this that are maybe dumb like
Yeah,
me
they
on
didn't show
social media.
obviously I don't think they showed a lot of
So he just
post-race
drove
stuff.
around Alan Kowicki style.
100% just disgraced. Number
Right,
one,
which is-
disgraced the Polish victory lap.
Exactly,
Number two,
that's what I was
just
thinking.
disrespected every NASCAR fan, disrespected the sponsors on his car, even though I get it, it's a B2B deal and it's not going to change because it's money to money.
Yeah,
But
the Bennett
just-
transportation.
just disrespected everybody there, disrespected NASCAR, disrespected his team. Like, this guy has no care, no concern about anybody but Austin Hill.
Poor Chad Haney.
That's
His crew chief.
crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I did not know that. Oh my
Chris?
God.
I took a different approach for my what the heckers this week. I was what the hecking on the organization of the race. And what I mean by that is the cars appeared in the first few stages there like they was making qualifying runs, meaning that there was no organization. The lines wasn't tight. It was like the drafting just looked like they were just out there racing without a purpose. You watch the cup race, those guys are tight. The truck race, they were tight, side by side drafting. And these guys looked just like they were just fanned out for most of the laps. I didn't enjoy that at all. It's my what the heckers.
Well, Chris, you are up first for checkers for the Cup Series.
Well,
Oh, look at
here we
that.
go.
Here we go.
checkers. My checker goes to my guy, my old teammate.
You see that zoom in right there?
On me?
Yeah, it like goes zoom way in on you.
Chase
Why is it
Briscoe.
doing that?
That was a perfect timing.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just fucking drinking. Leave me
I don't know.
alone.
Listen, I'm gonna give it my checkers to Briscoe. He took advantage. He took advantage of the 5 running out of fuel, and created the path and had the draft and he had the run and he made the most of the opportunity. Hats off to Briscoe.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on that. Mine was JGR and Toyota just showing up again. They just have done it this entire playoff series again for the second time or the third time. They've punched 2 cars through, winning 2 different races in the same
Well, listen,
round.
the first one they won 3 in a row.
Right.
Right now they got 2 locked in off of wins, not just off points, off of wins.
And it looks like Christopher Bell, as long as he doesn't have a horrible day, might be the third car to lock in if there's not a different winner below him. So there's a chance that you have 3 JGR cars in that Final Four race at Phoenix. So I'm going to take that, and I left the other one for Ricky. Go ahead, Rick.
No, I'm sorry. I'm going to surprise you here. This is a checkers trifecta. There's no way that it's not Briscoe. His 3rd win of the year. He punches his ticket to the championship 4 in Phoenix. Do you realize, I think I heard him say, he's never won at a super speedway ever. Never. Not in any race vehicle back to ARCA, anything he's done, he's never won in a NASCAR sanctioned event at a super speedway in any series. He's crying. Love that, man. Love to see that emotion, how much it means, how much pressure he put on himself being 100%. In this car and the expectations of this car. And I think back, and I know I talked about this on a previous podcast, when he won that first race and he didn't even seem to celebrate. You guys remember talking about that?
Yes.
It was almost like, yeah, this is what's expected. I work for JGR. I drive the 19 car. But fast forward to where he is now, with a ticket to the final dance, shows that emotion. And I mean, to me, you're winning and competing at the highest level. This validates to the nth degree Chase Briscoe as a Cup driver. And if I even took it one step further, and I know we've had a lot of talk on this podcast about, potentially changing the playoff system, reverting to the old, potentially. I have to keep those points because of the way we manage this Cleveland fantasy league that I'm in with all my bros up there in Ohio. Do you know he is now the 4th highest point total, tied with Blaney, behind Larson, Byron, and Bell? He's got 1,050 points if he just took straight points. This guy is checkers all the way. And I think Chad just touched on this. The fact that there's 2 JGR cars sitting and locked and loaded. And again, as long as Jeff Burton is not racing in the Cup race, Christopher Bell should be all right. You could have 3. That was a shot. You could have 3 JGR cars
locked in,
running and locked in when we go to Phoenix. What? Come on.
Yeah, and I think
what does that do for the 54 though when you got 3 of your teammates?
But I was going to say though,
let's give him
credit.
Have
to give him some credit.
Let's give him credit because Briscoe gave him credit. Go ahead, Superfan. You take this one.
Yeah, because Briscoe said, I won that race because of Ty Gibbs. Ty pushed me to that win.
Yep.
And so you got to give credit to Ty. He could have been selfish there and probably past Ty would have been. So, shout out to Ty for putting his teammate and his team and himself. I
like that we're fair, right? I mean,
100%.
We gave him what he deserved, like for many races previous, and the outcries and the lashing out at his crew chief and whatnot, and we're not going to get back into all of it. But
listen, had he made a different choice, as long as he did it cleanly or whatever, if he went for the win on the final lap or the final stretch, I don't think any of us would have had a problem with that.
Right.
But you also recognize that he recognized in that moment.
He did
that.
This is not my time, but it is my time to prove that Ty Gibbs understands JGR and how I can play along in that role. Yeah.
Right. He contributed.
There you go.
The way he should have.
Yeah.
All right. Ricky, you got our records?
I do. I seem to be very angry on this podcast, and I'm really not. I'm in a good mood. Now,
Well,
now
we
I'm
got you worked up in that Xfinity segment.
now I'm pissed off. Now I'm pissed off at John Hunter Nemechek. Okay. Because Supreme Court Justice gets our boy Noah Gragson, comes out, and we talked about it, right? We have a good time.
Yeah.
Comes out there to the NASCAR Experience Stage. It's 9 a.m., a little bit rainy on race morning. And you just know Gragson, man. You see why he gets voted in to the All-Star vote. You see all the NG, which, by the way, the guy that got the guitar and everything, he got my NG hat too.
Mm-hmm.
He was wearing. He goes, "Can I keep your hat?" I'm not going to tell the guy no. Right? I'll buy another one. But yeah, he took my hat. Anyway, yeah, it's 100% John Hunter Nemechek, who went straight up Jeb Burton on lap 53, and he turns our boy Noah Gragson, who was leader. And I think it's an interesting thing that when we talk about Atlanta, Dega, and Daytona, you get like your broadcast crew, and again, they've raced cars, some of them, I haven't professionally, to be paid, and they're all like, the safest place to be in these tracks is out front. Well, apparently that's true unless John Hunter Nemechek's behind you.
Yes.
Yeah, and Noah was legitimately leading it. Like it wasn't strategy, it wasn't cycled. He was legitimately out front contending, had a fast front row motorsports
Drew did a good job setting that car up. Yes, that car was fast.
And again, lap 53, going into turn 3, and you're shoving your nose up his ass, and you're wondering why the car turns headlong to the right and plants itself in the wall. What are you doing?
Yeah, I hated that for him. My Wreckers is going to go to the AMR safety crew. So we have
where you're going.
We have the wreck. AJ Allmendinger's involved. He gets out of his car, all the way out, laying on the ground. He laid on the ground for 35 seconds, which is a long time before the AMR safety crew made it to him to check and see if he's okay. There's smoke going everywhere. None of us really knew what was going on with that car, but it's not very often that you see a Cup Series driver just laying on the track. And especially for them to take that. 35 seconds is a long time in that world and in that moment. So that was my Wreckers.
So my Wreckers is a little different. I had Ty Dillon and his pit stop debacle when he runs over the 21 rear tire and shoves the tire into the pit crew guy making adjustments at the right rear wheel, and then has the audacity to bitch about the tire being in the 21 pit stall when he pulls out.
Right. Said they interfered with him.
They interfered with him.
They got
what?
Yeah. And then he got
the hell up.
And then he got the penalty.
He needed the penalty.
Yes.
He was, and I think they were underneath because I think Barry
he was underneath.
He had a rear gear problem, right? So they
must
have been up in that transaxle or in the rear end.
Yes.
Right. And they had, I don't know, they were either out of fluid, dumping fluid, or who knows. But yeah, he was under the car.
Yes. He was in a very
and pushed the tire into him.
Correct. Yeah.
Correct.
He was in a very precarious position to begin with, right?
Correct. And then had the balls of them bitch about the tire being in the 21's pit stall. Like,
why are they in our way? Why are they blocking our path?
Why are they blocking our path?
Yeah.
Really?
Man, that 10 car's making news for all the wrong reasons.
Which sucks because he had, through that bracket challenge, through all that stuff, like he was consistent. Like
he had momentum.
It seems like a lifetime ago, but you're right.
It does now
you're
for
right.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, my what the heckers, Ricky, you touched on this, I think, or maybe it was Supreme Court Justice. The 5 car runs out of gas. leading the race with a chance to win. I was
Listen,
so excited for my little man.
I assure you
thought-
that was justice.
I was so excited. We're here 1 and 2, coming down the back stretch.
Yeah.
Not 1 and 2.
Yeah, just yeah, that sucked. All I could think about was, oh, my little man's gonna be so excited. He's not excited for a 26th finish.
That's how tight they cut the fuel.
Chris, was that your heckers?
That was my heckers. The 5's gas math was not mathing.
That's fair. Ricky?
I'm on the other side of the heckers, and I'm going to end what's been a very angry checkers, wreckers, and what the heckers for me. I apologize, but I'm going to come back with a positivity and be like, what the heck? Our 41 car, Cole Custer, 5th place finish, the second top 5 of the year. And I got to tell you,
what?
He just keeps digging, right? You avoid the accidents. Yes, we don't have stage points, stage 1, stage 2. But at the end of the day, here's what I saw. He really is, and he's proven this now on more than one occasion, really pretty gifted at anticipating where to put the car in those late laps in the most advantageous position. And I got to be honest with you, where it wound up was in the trunk of Todd Gilliland and helping a fellow Ford. So again, I'm not him. I'm not in the seat, whether he knew that was a Ford. He did that intentionally. He got us our second top 5 of the year. And maybe like it's lost on you when you're running 33rd in points on the year and you've had just a shit sandwich of a year. But applause broke out in our pit box, and it broke out from all the Haas guests that honestly shocked the shit out of me, because normally stage 1, stage 2, people start, breaking off. We had amazing staying power of our sponsors, and they all started clapping. It was
nice.
It was so cool. They were so excited. I'm like, that just did it for me. It ended the whole weekend on a good note.
I must say, though, all the Fords, though, throughout the race were very organized and very fast.
Yeah.
The Fords did a good job of going nose to tail. And I think at one point it was the first 5 or 6 cars was Fords, and the Toyota was thrown in there.
Yeah, remember that inside line.
The 8 car was thrown in there for one race.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that inside line had, Keselowski, Buescher, Preece, and I forget who wrecked. Somebody got wrecked out early, Cindric maybe, but
yes,
had a couple of the Penske cars in there, and that's formidable.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up that section. Let's get into some Call Your Shot.
Call your shot.
So I actually came out with the top finisher this week with Brad Keselowski finishing 10th.
Look at you.
Rick, your 12 car finished 23rd. And Chris, your 24 car finished 25th. So now we are moving to Martinsville. And I got to tell you that I'm torn between 2 drivers to pick. I'm torn between the.
Well, don't give them to us.
Well, okay, that's fair. I'm just trying to. I've gone back and forth.
We understand you're torn, so figure out you're torn.
All right, I'm gonna go with the 11 car of Denny Hamlin.
Okay.
Ooh, 2 wins.
Okay.
All right. I was thinking that.
And Rick, you're up next.
Okay. I was not thinking that. But that's fine. So we'll put you down there, Chadley. Mr. Superfan. Got the 11 car. I don't know what you guys are thinking or looking at, but we got some guys
that are a whole lot
that are in must-win situations.
Must win.
Which was what I was debating.
Okay. Fair. And boy, I just don't see. There's a WWE moment in there, but I'm gonna go against it, and I'm gonna tell you. Give me Ryan Blaney.
That was who I was going. That was who mine were between the 11 and the 12.
Listen, I'm gonna be a homer on this deal.
You should.
I'm gonna be a homer on this deal.
Take it. That was my other one.
I'm gonna stay in house. And the 9 ran strong there last year.
Oh, I didn't see the 9
situation. You have the 24 in a must-win situation.
You
do. Who also ran well there last year for this race?
Max. 51 laps led by Byron, 129 led by Elliott. You don't have to look it up because I already did.
Because you already did.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go with the 9.
Wow.
The exact WWE made for TV moment like Suárez winning in Xfinity in his home country of Mexico. Correct. That I was talking about when I was choosing between Blaney and Elliott. Yes. It could happen.
It could happen.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be interesting, man. I'll tell you.
This weekend's gonna be good.
Oh, and you guys are both at track this week, right?
Yeah.
10-4.
I am not. I will be watching from the great state of Alabama.
From Bearden Road?
From Bearden Road with my little man who, when I guarantee you, when I pick him up on Friday, he's going to say, Daddy, are we watching Ty Larson this weekend? And he's going to be so excited because Supreme Court Justice got him hooked up with a 5-team hat.
Yes, sir. Got to take care of the little guys, man.
And he's very excited about that. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. I hope you guys have fun at the track. Bring me back a sack of hot dogs.
Oh, I'm gonna crush through some hot dogs. Let me just tell you that right now.
Listen, I
don't know what my under over is, but if it's on DraftKings, I don't know if you'd want to bet me under 10.
You go all the way?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Come on, just give me. Yeah, just I don't want to be like take this off, take that off. Dude. Just give me. Come on, they're delicious.
Yeah. So Martinsville is a track that I've still not got to go to yet, and so I've still so I've still not got to experience the Martinsville hot dog, and I want to go.
Only a 2-hour ride.
Listen, the paperclip is a good one to go to.
Yeah, it is. I really want to. And our girl, Miss good Lord. My mind just she was just on a podcast like 2 weeks ago.
Not Punch.
Yes, Jessie Punch.
Okay.
Well, she
I thought you were talking about our other girl, equally with all the die casts in the background.
Oh, Taylor. Who just got engaged this week.
No, congratulations, Taylor.
She did.
Oh,
Congratulations to Taylor. Her and her boyfriend got engaged this week. But no, Jessie posted a picture on her, I think it was on her Instagram, and she had a Martinsville hat, and it just says paperclip.
Mm-hmm.
It was a really cool looking hat.
That's a cool hat.
If you guys happen to come across that this weekend, pick one up for your boy.
Oh, you want a paperclip hat?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
All right. I'll look for that. We could dig in on that. That's got to be at the Martinsville only track merch trailer. I bet that's a cool looking hat.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
What color was it? Just so we narrow it down. Do you remember?
I think it was like a white, like off-white, maybe.
Okay.
But the best I remember.
We'll take care of you. Can't guarantee we're gonna bring back hot dogs, but we might bring back a goddamn hat.
Yeah.
I told Corey Bass to come back with a clock and some hot dogs.
Shit, I wish.
I'm hoping.
That would mean that would mean that 41's going to Victory Lane, and you would get a second rendition of the me and Corey Bass as we did at Iowa, dumping them back and doing
we get another one of those win win
That's
hats
true.
and
That's true.
win banners.
That's true.
It's back there. All right, fellas, another good one. You guys have fun at the track, and tell everybody we said hi. Get some content of these folks pounding some Martinsville hot dogs. We'll put it up on the old TikTok. People love that.
They love it. And don't forget, to all of our viewers, hit that like button and smash the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Smash
Also,
it.
please don't forget to go check out our friend Cord Buddy and their full line of products. And thank you so much to Travis and coming out this
shout
past
out to
weekend and the
Travis.
continued support there. We
got to see the product live in action.
Yeah.
Like, it was so unbelievable to me. I've been asking and asking. I'm like, where's the cord buddy? Where's the cord buddy? Let me see it. How's it work? And like, for him to do it right there, and then Noah to replicate it. And I was watching as they were teaching me, it really is that easy. It's pretty badass.
I mean,
it's badass.
You took Noah Gragson and Big Mike and you taught them to play Sweet Home Alabama.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Right there
in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I was really impressed.
Yeah, super cool. All right, guys, appreciate you. We'll see you next week for Checkers, Wreckers, and What the Heckers.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So I went away.